my name is Will Ericksson from Momentum Academy, and in this video we will introduce you to bubble.io URL slugs. So what is a slug to start with? A slug is a nice clean name that appears up in the URL. So we don't see one here, but we will see some in a minute. So to first understand slugs, we need to understand another concept, which is called page type of content. So we're on a page here. I've called this page product, and what we have here in the page properties is a type of content. Okay, now what we're actually going to do is we're going to create a new data type called product. Okay, and then let's give that product a field called name. And then back on our page, we can select page type of content product. What this does is associates this data type with this page. So we can refer to elements on this page and they can pull in the product from the URL. So what I'm going to do is show you how to do that. In our dynamic expressions, we can use the current page's product. Then we can pull in any field we like, such as the name. Now I've put a placeholder bread, and that just shows us what it defaults to on the page. Otherwise, it just does this. So let's think now about how we can see this page type of content in action. So what we have to do, we can press preview, and then we get our page. So up here we have our URL, which is the domain name. We have the page. We have version test because it's the test version. We have the page, which is product. And then after this, we have this slug lorem ipsum plus a URL parameter. So let's just get rid of the URL parameter and see what happens. It's not going to work because I took off the 3 dots. Okay, and now if I delete that lorem ipsum slug, I will just get nothing. Great, so now let's go back to our database and create some data. So in the app data tab, let's find products. Okay, this is our products database data type or table. Let's add a product here. Let's say green apples. When you create it, what you'll notice is you click on it again and you get this created date, modified date, and unique ID. So we get this metadata for our row green apples. And if I take that unique ID and I paste it up here after the word product, because this product page has type of content product, it takes that ID and it goes back to the database and says, bring me the product with the ID of this stuff, this string of numbers mainly, and then return everything on this page that references the current page product will actually use this ID, go to the database, grab it, and show it on this page. So it's a really useful way to organize your page structure. It's an easy way to reference a data type, and it's also really good for SEO. So now let's explore the slug. So let's say we want to tidy up that ID and make the URL look more presentable. We can add a slug green apples. And then over here, if I reload this page, what will actually happen is Bubble will take the ID off and it will play back the slug for us. So there we go, green apples. And this is a nice pattern here and a nice clean URL for us. Cool. So now what I can do is I could create another product. I could have red apples, and I could just create the slug red apples. Done. And then over here, I can just change that red apples, and then it will go and pull the database record for red apples and it will show it on this page. Easy. So slugs are a unique identifier that return a row of data from the database that ties to a particular page. So then I guess there's a few other things to mention. Slugs must be unique. So just like a unique ID must be unique, so must slugs. Otherwise, Bubble will not know which row we should be pulling. So, you'd have to always think of a unique thing. The second thing is you need to use URL friendly characters, which means lowercase letters, and it means also numbers and hyphens or underscores, and that's all you can use. If you do need to add the slug dynamically in a workflow, what you would need to do is actually use a workflow action, set a thing slug, and you can create that dynamically. So I hope that helps you to understand a little bit more about a URL slug in Bubble and what it is, and it gives you a practical example of how you would use it in a real app. So thanks for listening. Feel free to check out our course at momentumacademy.tech, where we teach you everything you need to know about Bubble from the very beginning through to being a professional developer. So thanks so much for listening, and I hope to meet you there one day.